All right, good morning everybody. I hope you're well. Today we're going to be doing a 50-minute vinyasa yoga practice. I call it high intensity yoga today because there will be elements of optional high intensity or plyometrics. So that means jumping basically in my vocabulary. So if you want to do some jumping and really elevate your heart rate today, please take those options. But of course, if you don't want to, that's fine, and I'll give you alternatives to that as well. So expect to work moderately hard today. The idea is to build up a bit of a sweat and and really get the muscles firing. Lots of stretching. We're going to be working total body. And of course, if anything is too difficult, please just take it back a notch and do what works for you. Rest where necessary. All you're going to need is a yoga mat. If you have yoga blocks, you might like to grab those as well. They can assist you in some poses. I'm not going to use them today, but yoga blocks can be really helpful, particularly if you're a little bit tight in the hamstrings for forward folds, etc. It's a great idea to place 2 yoga blocks at the top end of your mat and have them on the flatter side so you can sort of bring the floor closer to you. So that's a good idea if you have them. If not, no stress. Alrighty, we'll get started in 2 minutes, just allowing a bit of time for you guys to jump online. And special good morning to all my Workin with Stef program students. I hope you're well. And if this is your first time taking a class with me today, welcome. My name is Stef and I hope you enjoy this class. Please leave a comment below and let me know how you went today. I would love to hear your feedback. We'll get started in 1 minute, guys. Make sure you've got your mat ready to go. And that's all you're gonna need. 50-minute practice today. If you're in Melbourne, looks like a beautiful day out there, beautiful sunrise. So hopefully that's a sign of a nice day. All right. Ooh, it's a little cold though right now. Get rid of that layer. We're gonna begin today in a child's pose position. So as you're warming up and stretching out along your mat, you might like to jump onto your knees. Just getting ready in the child's pose position. With your big toes touching and your knees slightly separated, forehead can rest on the mat, arms outstretched in front of you, or you can bring those knees together and just see what works for you here, knees apart or knees together in your child's pose. All right, 6:30. I think we should jump into it. So guys, let's begin. Child's pose position today. Either knees together or knees apart. Try to sink your hips all the way down to your heels and have those arms outstretched in front of you, forehead resting on the mat if possible. So really lengthening from your fingertips, through your arms, through your spine, lengthening your spine. Take some nice deep breaths here, inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through your nose as well if possible. Lengthening your breath, inhale. Exhale. And just feeling the rise and the fall of your belly against your thighs as you breathe. Also feeling the expansion of your ribs, sideways, laterally as you breathe in and out. You might like to engage Ujjayi breathing, which is that slightly audible breath, a slight constriction at the back of your throat. And today I'd like to theme this class around celebrating your body. Whenever we go into a physical practice, it's important that we go into it wanting to celebrate our body and not to punish it. Really feeling gratitude towards our body today. And this means resting when you need to and pushing a little bit extra hard when you need to as well. Just really tuning in, taking a moment to slow down, be centered and be still and tune in with your body. Take both of your hands over to the right side of your mat, left hand on top of right, feeling more length down the left hand side of your body, really lengthening your arms out nice and long so your elbows are lifted off the mat. 2 deep breaths here. And then walking your hands over to the other side, right hand on top of left. Keep sinking your hips down towards your heels. Expansive breath, feeling the length down the right side of your body. Awesome, guys. Bring those hands back through the middle. Come all the way up onto all fours. Separate your knees until they're underneath your hips. Feet go straight back behind you. See if you can lengthen the feet along the mat here. And try to untuck the toes. The top of your feet are flat. Coming through a few rounds of cat stretch and cow stretch. Exhale as you move through the cat. Inhale as you move through your cow. Nice straight arms here. The movement is in the body. If you can wrap your triceps back towards your body and your biceps forward. So I like to think of the pointy bits of the elbows wrapping back towards the body and the elbow creases pointing forwards. One more round. From here, finding a neutral spine position. Take your left hand, place it behind your head, push firmly through your right arm. Inhale, lift the left elbow up high to the sky, look up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring your elbow to touch the other elbow. Inhale, opening the chest, look up. Exhale, elbow to elbow. 2 more here. Inhale, open. Getting that rotation through the body. Last one. Lengthen your whole arm up, really reach it up, look up. You're going to thread the needle, take your left arm all the way underneath your right. See if you can get your left ear to the mat, maybe lean your hips a little to the left. Reach your right arm all the way forwards along the mat. And then can you wiggle your fingers across to the top left hand side of the mat. So your right arm is reaching out nice and long. See if you can lean your hips a little more to the left, feeling more length underneath your right arm. Deep breath here. Last one. Take your right hand back, place it firmly on the mat underneath your right shoulder. Inhale, lift the left arm up high. Take your left arm forwards now, all the way out in front of you. Can you lengthen your right leg back here as well? Really push the mat away from you. Hold. Breathing. Take a deep breath in. Can you lift your arm and your leg up higher? And then exhale, bring head to knee. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Yeah. Exhale, round. 2 more here. So a little bit of back extension. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Head to knee. Last one, inhale, lift. Exhale, round, head to knee. Beautiful, guys. From here, reach the arm and the leg forwards, hold. You're gonna take your left arm all the way around back towards your left hip. I want you to bend your right knee so that your heel comes towards your bottom. From here, can you maybe start to reach your left hand back? Maybe you can grab a hold of your foot. If you can't, just holding here today. So working the hamstrings and glutes by squeezing your heel in towards your bottom. If you have your foot, maybe you can start to push your foot away from your butt a little bit, opening the chest. Hold and breathe. Make sure your right knee is pointing down towards the floor. You start to open the heart a little bit more, squaring off the hips. And then gently release the foot, release the arm, bring it all the way down. Back into your cat and cow stretch. Push the mat away from you. Inhale back the other way. Exhale, round. Inhale, release. 2 more rounds. So really finding those 2 extreme positions of the spine. Cat stretch, cow stretch. Last one. Beautiful. Find a neutral spine, so a flat back position. Take your right hand behind your head, pushing firmly into the left arm now. Inhale, open the right elbow up towards the ceiling. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Inhale, open that right elbow up. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Try to keep the hips still. 2 more. We really just want to be rotating through the torso. Last one. From here, can you extend the right arm all the way up high to the sky? Look up towards your fingers. Lean your hips a little to the left. Exhale, thread the needle. Right arm all the way underneath the left. Can you get that right shoulder to the mat? From here, wiggle the left arm straight forward in front of you. And then can you take that left hand up and over towards the top right-hand corner of your mat? So you're feeling more length through the lats and underneath your left arm. Maybe lean your hips a little more to the right to increase the stretch. Deep breath here. 1 more deep breath here. We're going to take that left hand back, place it firmly on the mat underneath your left shoulder. Inhale, reach your right arm up high. Exhale, take the right arm all the way forwards in front of you, squaring off your body, pushing firmly through the left arm. Can you extend the left leg back behind you and hold? Really push the mat away from you here. So even thinking of like a hollow body position, so really drawing the belly in. From here, keeping the core nice and strong, you're just gonna lift the arm and the leg up. Inhale, exhale, round the spine, cat stretch, head to knee. Inhale, arm out, leg out. Lift it up a little bit higher if you can. Exhale, round. 2 more times. Inhale, reaching long. Exhale through. Last one. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. From here, arm out, leg out long. You're going to take your right arm all the way back behind you. Squeeze your left heel in towards your butt. Really squeeze it in nice and tight. Keep pushing the mat away from you. Maybe you can reach your left foot with your right hand. Peel your right shoulder back. So think of squeezing your shoulder blades together. Maybe start to push your foot into your hand. A little bit of a back bend here. Just hold and breathe. Really push the mat away from you. Can you keep turning that left knee down towards the mat? So you want to keep it as parallel as possible. Push the foot into the hand. Lift the heart forwards. And gently release. And bring it all the way down. Now guys, make sure your fingers are spread out nice and wide here. Your index fingers are pointing forwards. You're gonna wrap your elbows back towards your body. I want you to bend the elbows to tap the mat and then come all the way up, yeah? Tap the mat and lift. Let's inhale on the way down. Exhale on the way out. Inhale. Exhale. So I'm taking my body weight back a little bit here. Really focusing on external rotation of the shoulders to get those elbows tapping the mat directly below the shoulders here. Let's do 2 more. Last one, I want you to hold the elbows down. With the elbows down in this position, can you come into a few rounds of the cat and the cow stretch with your elbows on the mat? Really make sure your fingers are flat on the mat. And see if you can really press out any gaps in the palms here as well. 2 more. Last one. Nice job, guys. From here, coming all the way back up. Now, tucking the toes under. You hover your knees off the mat. So you're pushing the mat away from you here, hold. Knees are just hovering off the mat. You're really pushing the mat away from you. Can you start to shift your weight forwards and backwards? So your chest is coming forward over your fingers and then back. Forward, back, forward, back. Nice strong arms, triceps wrapping back, biceps wrapping forward. 4 more, 4. Just a little shift forward and back. 3. 2 more here, for 2. And last one. Now I want you to lift all the way up into a downward facing dog. Walking the dog, one heel lowers, then the other. Really push firmly through the arms. Like you're trying to push the mat away from you. 4 more, walk the dogs. 3, heels lowering, 2, and 1. Lift both heels up nice and high. Really lift your tailbone up towards the sky, but keep pressing the mat away from you. We're going to ripple forwards into a high plank position here. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Shift your weight back. Press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up high in the tippy toes. Round your spine like you're doing the cat stretch. Inhale, coming forwards into high plank, chest beyond your fingers. Bend the knees, exhale, press back, downward dog. And again, inhale, lift up, rise up, ripple forwards, high plank. Bend the knees, exhale, press back, downward dog. One more time, rising up, inhale, ripple forwards. Exhale, bend the knees, shifting back. Nice work, guys. Little walk of the dog again. One heel lowers, then the other. Keep pushing firmly through your arms. 4 more here for 4. Loosening up. 3 and 2 and 1. Lower your knees, coming all the way back down. Lower your elbows. So the elbows are on the mat below your shoulders. Fingers are spread out wide. Can you extend your legs straight back now into a forearm plank? Really push the mat away from you, yeah? Push, push, push. See if you can flatten those hands out on the mat. Hold and breathe. Look towards the top end of your mat. So you're keeping the back of your neck nice and long. Belly drawing in. Hold and breathe. If it gets too intense, I want you to lower down to your knees. Otherwise, see if you can stay up on your toes. We're going to bring the feet slightly apart here, so they're hip distance apart. Now pushing through the arms, can you press up one hand at a time into high plank? And then carefully come back down onto the elbows. Make sure those elbows stay below your shoulders. Alternate the arms, left, right, left, right. Now we go with the right and left, right. Remember, knees if you need to, yeah? Left, right, left, right. Here we go. Right, left, right. 2 more rounds. Up, try not to let the hips wiggle around too much. Last round, here we go. Up, up, down, down. Drop your knees if you haven't already. Come back up onto your hands. Tuck your toes, lift up, downward facing dog. Rise up high on your tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward at your thumbs. I want you to walk your feet all the way up to your hands at the top end of your mat. Feet hip distance apart, grab a hold of opposite elbows, come into a ragdoll here. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer through the body. We're going to come into a few sun salutations. Really get the heart rate up, get the blood flowing, get the body moving. Okay, finding stillness here. Release your hands to the mat. We're going to take a halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins. You can either straighten the legs or just keep them a little bit bent. You want to try to get a nice flat back here. Really draw the shoulder blades back. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Inhale, push through the feet, standing up all the way tall. Reach your arms up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms up high. Exhale, forward fold over your legs. Take a halfway lift again. Inhale, lengthen. Long spine, shoulders draw back. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the mat. Bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands on the mat. We're going to step back to a high plank. Hold. From here, shift your weight forwards, inhale. So those shoulders are coming beyond your fingers, either lower to your knees or stay on your toes. Chaturanga Dandasana, low plank, elbows in. Coming through to baby cobra or upward facing dog. Thighs off the floor, knees off the floor, chest forward. Exhale, pressing all the way back into downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up high on your tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, step, or maybe this time have a little float to the top end of your mat. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, stand up tall, big breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. And again, inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, hands to the mat, bending the knees, step, or maybe jump back to a high plank. Now, shift your weight forward, knees or toes, Chaturanga Dandasana, low plank. Coming through to baby cobra or upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, press back. Moving a little bit faster if possible. Rise up high on your tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward, step, or jump to the top. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, standing tall, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat, step or jump back, high to low plank. Maybe you land in low plank. See how you go. Upward facing dog or baby cobra. Downward facing dog. Press back. Let's do one more round. Rise up high on your tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward, step, walk or jump. To the top, take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, standing tall, reaching all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat, step or jump back, high to low plank, knees or toes. Upward facing dog or baby cobra. Downward facing dog. Press it back. Beautiful work, guys. Bring your feet together so that they touch. Really lift those hips up towards the sky. Can you lift your right leg up high? Inhale. Hold, three-legged dog. Now try to square off the hips. So try not to turn it out, but see if you can drop that outer hip down. Really push through the arms. Now from here, take your chest forward over your hands. Can you bring your right knee up into your chest? Hold. Really push the mat away from you. Keep driving that knee forwards. From here, can you tap your knee on the mat? Then lift it back up. The hips will drop a little, but try to take the body all in one piece. Down, up. Keep that knee forwards. 4 more. Here we go. 4, lift. 3, strong arms, strong body. Think hollow body. Last one. Good. From here, can you step your right foot outside of your right hand? We're going to turn it out slightly. So the foot is slightly turned out. The toes are just off the mat. Your knee is tracking in line with your toes. Now, guys, you need to drop the back knee here. Please do so, or keep it lifted. From here, I want you to lift the right arm all the way up. Inhale. Can you bring your elbow down? Maybe touch it on the inside of your right foot, or aim it for the mat. 2. 2 more here. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, bring it down. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, down. Bring your hand back to the mat. You're gonna push through the arms. I want you to step your left foot forward to the outside of your left hand. All right, we're gonna find ourselves in a deep squat position. You start to sink your hips nice and low to the mat. Coming into yogi squat, okay? Try to keep your heels on the mat. Pushing the triceps against the inner thighs. Press the palms of your hands together. Can you start to open your heart forward? So we want to try avoid this position and see if you can start to press the heart forward. And if it's a little bit tricky for you today, you might need to bring your feet out a little bit wider, or maybe come up a little bit higher with the body. From here, I want you to push through the legs and you stand all the way up. Yeah? Come all the way down. Keep those knees tracking out over the toes. Push through the heels, standing up and coming down. 2 more here, guys. Lifting up and down. Last one, lifting up and down. Okay, take your hands to the mat, step your left leg back again. Yeah, push through your arms, step the right leg back, find yourself in high plank. Optional vinyasa flow, we meet in downward facing dog. Shift your weight forwards, elbows in, chaturanga dandasana, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Lifting up and back, downward dog. Push through the arms. Let's try the other side. Bring your feet together so that they touch. Lift your left leg up high to the sky. Inhale. Try to keep the leg from turning out. Can you keep the outer hip drawing down? Press your right heel down towards the floor. Push through your arms. Okay, knee to chest. Create a lot of space between your body and the floor. All right, we're gonna tap the knee to the mat and lift, down, lift. Try to take your whole body in one piece. Down, lift, down. We've got 4 more. Here we go. 4, lift, 3, lift. Last 2, woo. Last 1. All right, I want you to step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Slightly turn the foot out so that your toes are slightly off and your heel is on. Push firmly through your right hand. You lift that left arm up high. Big twist here. Now can you take that left elbow towards the mat? Maybe tap the mat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring it down. 2 more. Keep moving. Open the chest. Exhale, bring it down. Last one. Open and down. Place your left hand back down on the mat. We're going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Step it forwards. Can you start to sink those hips down? Find your yogi squat, malasana. Hands to your chest. Press the arms into the legs. Open the heart forwards. Deep breaths. Lengthening your spine. You're going to push through the legs. This time we're going to have the arms. You're going to stand up. Bring those arms all the way up. Come down. Bring the hands all the way to the mat. Lifting up. Squeeze through the glutes. Push through the legs. Keep those knees tracking out over your toes. Yeah. Woo. Let's do 1 more here, guys. All the way up, all the way down. Hands to the mat. Step your right leg back again. Push through your arms. Step the left leg back as well. Find yourself in high plank. Optional vinyasa flow. We meet in downward facing dog. Shift your weight forwards. Lower down halfway only. Coming through to baby cobra or upward facing dog. Press back. Downward facing dog. Rise up high on your tippy toes. Bend your knees. Either step, walk, or jump to the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, push through the legs, stand up tall. And hands to heart center. Take 2 deep breaths here. Maybe close your eyes. Should be feeling nice and warm now. Okay. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Take that halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat. This time you're just going to step your left foot, leg straight back. Okay? Take both hands onto the inside of your right foot. Now from here, we're going to start to come into Skandasana. I want you to start to walk the hands around, turn the left foot out, bring the right foot in a little. So the right toes are pointing towards the corner, the front corner of your mat, and then turning that left leg out. Sinking down into the hips here. All right, we want to be pushing the right arm into the right leg. So we're keeping that right leg back. And you do this also by squeezing the glutes. Now you might not be as low as me here. You might be up here, and that's totally fine. As long as this knee is still tracking in line with your toes, yeah? From here, we're going to walk our way over to the other side. Yeah. And hold. Finding the same position here. Can you push the tricep against the leg, keeping that leg turning out? Yep. Maybe bringing both hands forward. See if you can open the heart a bit more. Walking back over to the other side. Pulse. Now we're going to start to transfer from one side to the other. We're going to try not to use the hands. So you might want to come up a little bit higher here. Take the hands away. You've got to really push through the legs. Maybe you're as low as me, and that's good as well if you've got the flexibility. Otherwise, maybe you're up here. Slowly transfer over to the other side, yeah? hold. See if you can keep the chest lifted. Keep those hands out in front of you, transferring over one way, push through those legs, and then the other. See if you can come all the way up in the middle, and then all the way down. All the way up, working the glutes, working the inner thighs as well. Up and over. Let's do one more, guys. Up and over. You're gonna hold at the back end of the mat. Change. Coming into this lunge position with the left foot forwards. Now step your right foot forwards to the front end of your mat. Okay, take a halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, push through the legs, standing up tall. Hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Take a halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold, hands to the mat. Step your right leg back this time. Do it all on the other side. Okay, starting at this end of the mat this time, turning out to that Skandasana position. Maybe you can get a little bit deeper on this second round through. Really pushing the left arm against the left leg. From here, start to walk over to the other side. Remember, going at your own pace, celebrating your body today instead of punishing it. So if you need to back off a bit, come up higher, please do so. All right, let's take those hands away. We're gonna go for 8 transfers of weight. Here we go. Lifting up and over. 7 and 6 and 5. Push. 4, 3, 2 more. Here we go. Last one, up and over. Take those hands to the front of the mat, square off the back leg, step your left foot forwards. Beautiful work, guys. Take that halfway lift here. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, fill up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Take that halfway lift. Inhale, shoulders draw back. Exhale, fold, hands to the mat. Step or jump back, high to low plank, optional vinyasa flow. We meet in downward facing dog. So if these vinyasa flows get a little bit too strenuous for you, you just skip them and meet me in downward dog. All right, guys, bring your feet together so they touch. Adding on to our little sequence from before now. We're going to add on a few little elements of high intensity, so if you need to skip them, please do so. Right leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, knee to chest, hold. Now this time I want you to take your right knee across to your left elbow. Can you touch it on the elbow? Then can you take the right knee down to the left wrist? We're going to take the right knee across to the right wrist, lift it up to the right elbow, start again. So we're drawing a square. Elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow. Elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow. Last round, elbow, wrist, wrist, elbow. Step your right foot outside your right hand. From here, you're going to step your left foot straight forward, outside your left hand. Find yourself in this yogi squat position, opening the heart up. All right, push through the legs, lift up, reach those arms up, bend the knees, touch the floor. Sink your butt nice and low every time. Okay, now you can continue just stretching the legs, bending the knees, getting your hips down nice and low. Or you're gonna add a jump. We're gonna go for 10 seconds. It looks like this. Here we go for 10, 9, touch the floor every time, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the mat. Step your left leg back again. Woo. Step the right leg back. All right, guys, just like we did earlier, we're gonna come down onto the elbows. Down, down, knees if you need to. Up, up. Make sure the elbows stay below the shoulders. Yeah, 3, we're doing 8, lift. 4, woo. 4 more rounds, here we go. Alternating the arm that leads every time. 3 more. 2 more. Lift. Last one. Alrighty. Guys, stay up on those hands. We're coming into side plank. Be very careful here. If you need to, come down onto your elbow, the right arm. Otherwise, stay on the right hand. Lower both heels down to the right. Lift the left arm up high. Make sure your shoulder is above your elbow. I've got the shakes, woo. And the elbow is above the wrist. Lift those hips up high, hold. Maybe you can stack the feet, coming onto the edge of your right foot here. Keep the hips lifted. Now if you take your drishti, your gaze, up towards your top hand, it's gonna challenge your balance even more. See how you go. Woo. Alrighty, come down through, center plank. Optional vinyasa flow, we're meeting downward dog. Shift the weight forwards, elbows in. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Woo, all right guys. We're gonna do the other side. Bring your feet together so that they touch. Left leg lifts, inhale. Square off the hips as best you can. Exhale, knee to chest. Push the mat away from you. Take your left knee over to your right elbow. Draw the square, wrist, wrist, elbow, elbow. 3 more, wrist, wrist, elbow, elbow. 2 more, wrist, wrist. Stick with it. Alrighty, last one, woo, elbow, elbow, oh, wrist, wrist, elbow, elbow. Take it out, step your left foot outside your left hand, step the right foot forward, outside your right hand, sink those hips down nice and low, find your squat, your yogi squat, hips down, chest up, push the hands together. Ooh. All right, we're gonna push through the legs, stand up, inhale, exhale, come down. All right, push through those legs, lift and lower. Jumping for 10 if you like, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the mat, guys. Beautiful work. Step back, high plank, shoulders strong. Push the mat away from you. Separate the feet a little. Elbows, hands. You're going down and up. Elbows, hands. Woo. Elbows, hands, elbows, hands. Let's do 4 more. Here we go. Don't give up. We're almost there. 3. Last 2. Yes. Whoa. Last 1. Hold it up. Strong arms. Okay. Side plank. Left hand to the center of the mat. Lower the heels. Keep your hips lifted, guys. Come down into your left elbow. If it's all too much, make sure your elbow is directly below your shoulder. Otherwise, drop on the hands, hold. Maybe you can stack the feet, keep those hips lifted. Maybe take your gaze up towards your top end. Keep those hips lifted. Push and breathe. Come down through center plank. Optional vinyasa flow. You're doing it to celebrate your body or punish it. Make a choice. Celebrate, please. Upward dog, child's pose. Woo, pressing back. Deep breaths here. Take this moment of rest and use it. Let your elbows relax down onto the mat. And just get your breath back for a moment if you've lost it like me. In and out through the nose. Beautiful, guys. Sitting on your bottom. Just take your legs out in front of you now. Okay. So from here, you're gonna bend your knees, feet flat on the mat, hands behind your thighs. Sit up nice and tall. Now I want you to round through the lower back. It's a fun little C curve. Lean back. Can you lean back until your arms are straight? From here, can you take the arms away and then press your hands on your thighs? Okay, straight arms. I want you to push your hands into your thighs like you're trying to push your hands through them. Push, 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 push. Hold. Keep pushing those hands down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take the hands away. Can you bring both legs up? Boat pose. Squeeze the knees and the ankles together. Hold. If it gets too much, you can lower your feet, or you can even hold onto the back of your legs. You can even take your hands onto the floor. All right, let's see if you can hold here. Hold, hold, hold. Keep squeezing the thighs together. Now from here, can you take your knees and your chest a little bit away from each other? Inhale, exhale, come all the way back up. Inhale back, exhale back up again. Yeah, back, knees away from the chest, all the way up. Maybe you can get your back to touch the mat. Inhale back, exhale, lift. We've got 3 more. Here we go. For 3, and lift. Last 2, and lift. Last 1. Okay, we're gonna move into a bit of a Pilates exercise now. I want you to take your hands behind your thighs. We're gonna be rolling like a ball. I want you to separate your knees and your ankles. You've got to keep rounded through your spine. We're gonna roll back and forward. When you lift up, try to find a point of balance just before your toes hit the mat. Okay. Now, if you want more of a challenge, if possible today, take the hands away, okay? And maybe you can stand all the way up. Then bend the knees and come all the way back down. Roll back, come up, okay? It's a tough one for a lot of people, especially if this is the first time you're doing it. So just take it easy. You've got to round the spine. You've got to get rounded through the back. And if you are standing up, maybe you add a jump. Woo! Yeah? Now, common problems when we stand up are the knees rolling in like this or doing weird stuff. Try and keep the knees tracking forwards. 10 more seconds, guys, wherever you're at. So maybe you're just rolling back and forth. Maybe you're standing up with the jump. Maybe you're somewhere in between. Here we go, 5 more seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I want you to find yourself back in boat pose. Legs together, don't come out of it just yet. Hold and breathe. Can you straighten your legs? Can you reach for your toes? Slowly lay all the way down your back. Beautiful work, guys. Bend your knees so that your feet are flat on the mat. Bring your heels about a hand's distance away from your bottom. I want you to squeeze your right knee in towards your chest, and I want you to hold it. So hold the right knee here. Can you push through your left glutes and lift your hips all the way up? Keep squeezing through the glutes. Now bring the hips down and lift back up. Yeah, let's go a little faster. 8, press. So we're working hamstrings and glutes. 7, press. 6, keep squeezing the right knee in towards you. 5, lift. 4, lift. I've got the shakes. 3, woo. 2 more. I did this yesterday. 1, I'm feeling it. Last one. Lift up and hold. Change legs. Right leg down. Left knee into your chest. I want you to hold it today. Okay, lower the hips down and lift. Make sure your toes of the supporting leg are pointing straight forwards. 3, lift. 4, lift. Really lift those hips up high. Lift. You've got 5 more. 5, squeeze. 4 and 3, squeeze. Last 2. Last one, guys. Okay, come down. Now I want you to bring your heels closer in towards your bottom. They're quite close. Yep, so that when you extend your arms forward, maybe you can brush your heels with your fingers. Make sure those toes are pointing straight forwards. Come into bridge pose. Press your lower back into the mat. Can you lift your hips up? Squeeze through the glutes and hamstrings. Make sure your knees stay pointing forwards and your feet are flat on the mat. Yeah, so make sure the toes aren't lifted or the heels aren't doing weird things. Keeping the whole foot down. Lift the hips up even higher if you can. Interlace your hands underneath you. And can you wiggle your shoulder blades close together? Keep squeezing through the hands. Press your pinky fingers into the mat. Maybe lift those hips up even higher. Yep. Breathe. So you can come into more of a back bend here. See if you can start to find some back extension. Maybe you can lift one leg straight up towards the sky. Hold, keep pushing through your supporting leg. Changing legs other side. Lift up, hold. Keep pushing. Bring it down, release your hands. Slowly come all the way down onto the mat. Take your feet out as wide as the mat is. and let your knees roll in towards each other. Palms face up towards the sky. Just take a moment here to breathe. Deep breaths. In through the nose. You might like to sigh it out through your mouth. One more. All right. Bring your knees into your chest, both of them. Lift your head, neck and shoulders up off the floor. You come back into that rolling like a ball action, yeah? Back into that rolling like a ball. Woo. Sweaty. Okay. Last one, guys. Find yourself in boat pose again, arms forward. Okay, this time I want you to rotate your whole body to the left and come back through the middle. Rotate your whole body to the right, come back through the middle, yeah? So you want to keep your legs as still as possible and just let your upper body move from one leg to the other. So we're working our obliques. Let's do 2 more. Over to the right and center, over to the left and center. Sit all the way up. I want you to come over so you're sitting on your side. So your feet are in line with your bottom. Yep, your fingers are pointing out to the side or diagonally to the corner of your mat. We're going to lift the hips and I want you to make sure that your shoulder is over your elbow and your elbow's over your wrist. Lift the top arm up high, hold. We're going to thread the needle here. You're going to take the top arm under, look at it, inhale, lift up. Maybe you can come into a full side plank with those legs out straight again, but it's up to you. I want you to look at your hand as you take it under. Inhale as you lift it up. Yeah, under. Look at the hand, lift. Now it's not important for you to move your hips here. I just want you to look at the hand today. Stay strong through the shoulder. You can always either come down onto the knees or come down onto your elbow or both, yeah? Last one. Hold. From here, can you take your top foot in front of your underneath foot? Yep. Once again, if it's too much, please do come down to the elbow. What we're going to be doing here is dropping the hips, lifting the hips, dropping the hips, lifting the hips, yeah? We're working into our obliques. It's also very strong on the arm and the shoulder. Drop, lift, yeah? Drop. You've got to stay strong here. Drop, lift. Let's do 4 more. 4, lift, 3, lift. Last 2, woo! Last one. And come all the way down. Beautiful. Swing the legs around to the other side. And here we go. So either starting on the knees, remember, shoulder over elbow, elbow over wrist, lifting up, or maybe coming up onto the feet. Stack the feet if possible. Whoop. Hey. See if you can look up towards the hand. I'm going to thread the needle, take it under. Oh my goodness. This is not my good side. Lifting up, thread it under. And lift. I'm going to take one foot in front of the other on this side. Under and up. Look at the hand. Under and up. Let's do 4 more. For 4 and lift and 3 and lift. Last 2. Last one. Okay. One foot in front of the other or down on the elbow. Drop the hips. Lift. Drop. Lift. So I can really feel it working in the obliques here on the underneath side. Woo! 4 more. 4, lift, 3, lift, last 2, lift, last 1. Beautiful, guys. Come all the way down now onto your belly. We're going to work into a little bit more back extension before we start to cool down. We're almost finished. Forehead on the mat. Legs out long behind you. Can you squeeze your thighs together? Ankles and feet touching. Hands are going to come beside your lower ribs. Fingers point forwards. Elbows squeeze back. Can you squeeze your shoulders away from the floor? Inhale, lift up. Baby cobra, hold. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together. So they're not dropping forwards, they're squeezing back. Okay. From here, can you lift your legs off the floor? So really extending those legs out long behind you. Knees and thighs lift off. Can you extend the arms straight back? Palms face the floor. Maybe you hold here today. Maybe you bend the knees. squeezing your heels towards your bottom, and maybe you can catch a hold of your feet. All right, so squeezing shoulder blades together. From here, can you lift your knees off the floor? So really squeezing through the glutes. Maybe push the feet into the hands. Lift up, bow pose. Hold. Shoulders draw back. Keep the back of your neck long. Hold and breathe. Slowly release, come all the way down. Drop your head to the left. Right ear rests on the mat. Deep breaths, feeling your heartbeat against the mat here. We're going to do one more round. Forehead to the mat. Squeeze your feet together. Hands beside your lower ribs. Squeeze your elbows back towards your body. Inhale, lift your chest. Hold. Maybe you can lift your thighs off the mat. Hold. Squeeze your heels to your back. Hold. Maybe grab a hold of your feet. Keep those knees tracking back. Can you lift your thighs off the floor? Can you lift up higher? Squeeze those shoulders back. Hold. Deep breath. Make sure you're not holding your breath. And slowly come all the way down. Head turns to the right. Resting your left ear on the mat. Let your shoulders slump forwards. And just from here, can you roll over onto your back so you can keep your head up at the same end of the mat. Okay, extend your left leg out along the mat in front of you. Hug your right knee in towards your chest. Squeeze it in nice and tight. The hard work is over. You really settle into this cool down and give it as much energy and attention as the more intense part of today's class, because rest is just as important. Take your right leg across your body to the left. Take your right arm out to the side, turning your head to the right, feeling that twist through the body. Deep breaths. And slowly come back through the middle. Other side, left knee in towards your chest, right leg extends out along the mat in front of you. It's nice to glance down at the underneath leg. Sometimes we don't realize, but it's hanging out the side, so you can keep it straight out in front of you. And then take that left leg across your body, the left arm out to the side, just a nice twist here for the spine, turning your head to the left. Slowly coming all the way back into the middle. I want you to bend your knees. I want you to take your left ankle on top of your right thigh, and then we're going to gently start to drop this shape over to the right. See if you can get your left foot to touch the mat. Maybe you can grab a hold of your ankle with your hand. Maybe you can grab a hold of the other foot with your hand as well. And then see if you can really draw the left hip back down to the mat. Slowly bring it back through the middle, changing to the other side. Left foot down, right ankle over left thigh. And now let's take this shape over to the left. See if you can get your right foot to connect with the mat. Maybe grab a hold of your right ankle with your left hand. Maybe you can grab a hold of your left foot with your right hand. No biggie if you can't, but you do want to start to drive this hip down towards the mat so we feel more stretch through the glutes. Deep breaths. And then slowly make your way back through the middle. Do any final stretches that you would like to do, and then find yourself in shavasana, legs outstretched in front of you, arms resting to the sides, palms facing up. Close down your eyes here if you would like to, and take some nice deep breaths. Please remain in shavasana for as long as you like. Really embrace the rest. If you need to move on with your day, please do so. Gently waking up the body by wiggling the fingers and toes and slowly making your way up into a seated position. When you're ready, bring your hands to heart center. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Awesome job.